Hey guys, what's up? It's Robbie with Battlefield HQ, a brand new show dedicated to all things Battlefield 1 here on Open World Games. I'm going to go over 10 brand new details you likely missed about Battlefield 1, and there's a ton of stuff to go over. I'm going to actually do this for you guys, include a list of things you missed in the description below as well, so you could just check it out and skip ahead if you are pressed for time. But let's dive into this right now. So, first of all, war pigeons. Yes, a messenger pigeon tube was spotted in the collector's edition for Battlefield 1, indicating we could see them as an actual gameplay mechanic in Battlefield 1. Now, this has not been confirmed, but it's likely going to happen because war pigeons were used to send vital messages about the frontline conditions of the battlefield. Now, they were also used both during World War I and World War II and could change the tide of warfare by reporting back to command with updated info. Their jobs were dangerous and they were usually unsung heroes of the battlefield. It could be that pigeons might be attached to the scout class, but only time will tell if that ends up being true. So hopefully pigeons do play a big role in the game. That'd be so cool. And it would give you snipers a new target, definitely. Everyone will be sniping pigeons. Not too sure if you'll be able to attach some sort of sticky grenade or bomb to them or not, but that's probably what you are all thinking about right now. Now, Game Reactor recently had an interesting interview about Battlefield 1 with DICE software engineer Nathalie Eck. It was revealed that squads will be 5 players strong, but when asked if we would see a smaller squad versus squad mode, he replied with a simple, "I can't comment on that, you're sneaky." The "you're sneaky" bit teases we could be seeing a more intense infantry-based mode to compete in esports with the likes of Call of Duty and Rainbow Six. Besides, EA is heavily invested in their esports division right now, and it will be a big thing when we get to fall 2016. And then we have this epic shot of first person with a massive explosion. You know, it's a quick shot that shows off actual gameplay, which we haven't seen much of. And it's from the first person showing off the scout class in action. A lot of you were wondering if scopes would be part of the battlefield, and yes, they will be, although it's not a common thing during World War I. We hope they do have a big presence as attachments in the game. Besides, if you didn't know, Battlefield 1 will have more weapons and vehicles than, get this, Battlefield 4. That is freaking mind-blowing. And there's going to be no engineer class this time around. There will be 4 classes total, including assault using the SMG, scout using snipers, medic using the semi-automatic weapons, and finally support using light machine guns. Now, tanks were just created, and it wasn't until later that soldiers began using proper anti-tank weapons to subdue such threats. However, what can we expect? How do we defend ourselves against these tanks? Well, expect makeshift sticky grenades to make their way into the game to take on these tanks. You saw something similar in Saving Private Ryan when they tried taking down a tank. I'm hoping that the anti-vehicle weapons are spread throughout all classes though this time, because I primarily stuck with the engineer class because anytime I saw a tank, that was like the biggest threat to me and I had to be an engineer, although you can cause absolute carnage with the sniper class and a C4. But we'll see if the scout class will be using C4 this time or not. I expect things to change with the anti-vehicular weapons in this game big time. And you know, we have large tanks, small tanks, medium-sized tanks. Well, the large tanks will be able to have an entire squad of 5 people that can cram into the tank. Now, this would be terrifying, of course, because you have to worry about flamethrowers creeping their way through whatever vents were available, and of course just being exploded inside of this hot metal, or if you're in a colder theater of war, cold metal. But man, it would not be fun being in these tanks crammed in. But I imagine in Battlefield 1 it is going to be absolute chaotic fun trying to figure out where the enemies are and defending your tank. It appears that trains will be a larger role in Battlefield 1, by the way. Artillery weapons were attached to these trains in World Wars, including World War I and World War II. And trains could play a significant role in Battlefield 1 as indicated by the pre-order bonuses, which included customization options for a train. Germany was on the forefront when it came to using trains in warfare. The pre-order bonus also pointed out this is one of the largest vehicles in the game, next to the airship and the dreadnought. Now, we're also going to be expecting some free DLC in Battlefield 1, which really gets me pumped. It looks like from the pre-order info, we can expect free maps throughout the life of Battlefield 1. But, you know, there's no word about the Season Pass yet, but I do expect there to be some form of paid content in that. And you will see armored troops in the game too, as seen here. These guys were actually a thing in World War I, believe it or not, and will likely act as some sort of reward or pickup, though I am speculating there. Pickups were also introduced in Battlefront, so we'll see if DICE is bold enough to introduce them here. And of course, they may only appear in the single-player campaign, so that is always an option too. And according to the Collector's Edition, we will be getting an exclusive patch dedicated to the British Lifeguards Household Calvary, thanks to Flockfire and Jack Frags, by the way, for dropping that info. It's likely we will be seeing these guys in the game, as we have seen horses in the trailer. Now, my question is this: could we be seeing asymmetric gameplay introduced in Battlefield 1? Perhaps some factions will not have access to Calvary and only access to tanks and that sort of thing. It's going to be interesting if they actually do play with that. But the key is that this game needs to be balanced. And from the YouTubers that actually had hands-on time with the game, they said that the game is very balanced thanks to their input. And I cannot wait to play it because it seems like DICE is going all out with player feedback this time. So there you guys have it. 10 things you may have missed about Battlefield 1. Let me know what you guys think of Battlefield 1. I am hyped over here. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be interesting seeing the head-to-head competition with Call of Duty Infinite Warfare versus Battlefield 1. Though, I'm going to say this. I think Call of Duty Infinite Warfare has really screwed it up with how they have packaged Call of Duty 4 Remastered in with Infinite Warfare. That, I think, is going to piss off a ton of Call of Duty fans. And I think eventually they will have to, no matter what, offer Call of Duty 4 Remastered by itself. Thanks guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Battlefield 1 here on Battlefield HQ, and of course more open world gaming goodness, and I will see you guys later.